Okay, there's some validity to this question, just a little bit, but the example they use is so stupid. If no one knows what this Jesus character of the Bible looked like, and that's the question, if no one knows what this Jesus character of the Bible looked like, first off, that's not a complete question. That is a fragment with a that is a fragment with a question mark at the end. Learn to ask questions. Thank you. Secondly, he says, then how can someone see him in a water stain or a burned tortilla? Well, first off, there are paintings of Jesus, and we get our representation from those paintings and figures and carvings and things like that. Now, here's where your point is valid. How did they know what Jesus looked like in the from the paintings? You know, you got to go back further than that. Think a little bit. But yeah, well, people saw him, but you know, have you ever thought that it's not a? Sorry, there was a fly. That's almost as annoying as these questions. Have you ever thought that it's just a personal interpretation? You know, actually, you see a lot of white Jesuses in paintings, but actually, he was probably a very dark-skinned guy. He would have had to have been. And he was Jewish, by the way, which is really funny because a lot of people forget that part. Need help choosing what rifle to buy? No, I don't. I don't want a rifle. Don't want to get braces off? What? Excuse me? I know when I get them off, giggity, I'll have white spots, giggity, and it's going to be all my fault, probably. The dentist appointments for treatment icon carries infiltration is 3 weeks later, and I have to go to school with all this decalcification. Anyways, is there any consolation available? Why do you deserve a consolation? If you did it to yourself, you admit that it's your own fault. You deserve no consolation. Paxil withdraw. Need help, please? Again, are you asking if I've got Paxil withdraw? It's withdrawal, by the way, A-L at the end. I've been on Paxil 20 milligrams for a few months now, and I missed my last appointment, ran out of pills, and been waiting on a refill. I've been out for about a week, and suddenly I've been dizzy, lightheaded, and every time I sit up, I get up or walk. I've heard this is a withdraw symptom. S-I-M-T-O-M. My question, this is all one, there's no punctuation or anything. This is all, I've heard this is a withdraw symptom. My question is, can it cause my head to be itchy? I thought your question was about withdrawal. Your question is, can your head be itchy? Well, I've personally never heard of being itchy from antidepressants. But your question is, you need withdrawal help, please. Talk to your doctor. Do I look like a medical professional? Because I am your stereotypical person that goes to Yahoo Answers, except I've got, you know, at least a 2-year college degree. And, you know, I'm a little bit, I have some common sense. You're probably going to get a lot of helpful answers, and no, I'm not going to play your game. Learn to ask questions, right, and then I'll play your game, idiot. Is this possible? Dash. Working at fast food? Question mark. Yes, it is possible to work at fast food, believe it or not. Sure is. But seriously. Her question is it possible to work only on Friday and Saturday afternoons in places like Burger King / Mc... Alright, it's not McDonald's, it's Donald's. I'm very busy with school, but I really want to get a job on days that don't affect my schoolwork. Is it possible? Short answer, yes. Okay, how can I get ready faster in the morning? That's at least a question. Okay, now this is going to be all one. There's going to be no punctuation here, so bear with me. I always wear makeup. There is no way that I won't. So please, if you are just going to say don't put on makeup, it's not going to help. Please, for my makeup every morning is foundation and mascara, and sometimes if I get really tired, I will wake up and 6:25 and just threw my hair up in a pony, but I'm in a rush because my carpool picked me up at 7:50. I know I take forever, but what are some ways to make me go faster and up and moving in the morning and not so tired without caffeine or exercising? I don't want to get sweaty before school, but thank you so much. Okay, let's go by this point by point. How about you just be more effective? To answer your question, either wake up a little bit early, or you can handle it. You can handle it. You can wake up a little bit earlier. Here are the problems. Here are the problems with your question. Okay, I always wear makeup. Wear is spelled W-H-E-R-E. What? How do you W-H-E-R-E makeup? And also you said wear makeup. What's makeup? Is that like modern fake makeup? Is it like a combination of those? Or is it male makeup? Maybe it's makeup. Anyway, there is no way that I won't. So please, if you are just going to say don't and just threw, T-H-R-O-U-G-H. You threw your hair up in a pony. That's probably an issue because that sounds like some kind of weird space-time continuum, weird physics when you go through something and you put your hair in a pony. That might affect part of your getting dressed and getting ready in the morning. So work on that. Last suggestion is work on your grammar. We're going to do a few more, and then I'm going to have to edit this down for time. I didn't know I was pregnant. Did I do harm? I found out from a doctor's blood test that I'm pregnant. I didn't know, and I have continued to take my birth control pills. On top of that, I had originally gone to the doctor's because of a cold. They prescribed me a corticosteroid, which is in nasal spray form, and I also took NyQuil and Robitussin for 2.5 weeks, maybe 3. I found out from blood sample that they took that I am pregnant. Did I do any detrimental harm, or is it too early for anything to happen? I've also been in a fitness program for the past 3 weeks, and only 2 days a week through running, walking, and weightlifting, but I only lift light weights. I have also had in the past 5 months glasses of wine. Of course, I now have stopped since all these things, but is it too late? Well, you had said earlier, is it too early to do any harm? Actually, the earlier it is, the more harm you're going to do, because the child's in the very, very early stages. For instance, and I'm just going to use this crazy example. Let's say you punch a baby in the face. That's going to do more harm than if you punch a grown man in the face, because they're in earlier development. So, yeah, you might have. But here's another idea. Ask your doctor. Do I look like a doctor? I got a 2-year college degree, but I don't have my doctorate. I don't plan on getting my doctorate. Ask your doctor. Alright, I think this is about as much time as we have for Yahoo Answers for today. I'm good now. I'm calm. So that was dedicated to Kramer, and if y'all have any more ideas or any questions you want me to answer, be ready. That's all I'm saying. Alright, I'm going. See y'all.